Good morning, good morning, good morning, dear ones. Again, thank you so much for taking your time and viewing the videos and learning how to get well. I'm very proud of you. And there are times where I haven't got to your questions through the weekend. It's only about that thick. So I will. And I'm limited in time here, 20 minutes, because we had to have a meeting this morning. This is Monday morning, Halloween. Happy birthday, son. My son is, his birthday's on Halloween. 43, is it? No, I'm 43. Anyway, hope you all having fun today. Rainy down here in Florida. I never listen to the weatherman anymore because this weekend was supposed to be halfway sunny and there wasn't a drop of sun in the sky. Anyway, again, thanks again for viewing these videos. Jennifer was viewing them for one of the first times. Thank you, Jennifer. I do come off a little strong sometimes. There's no question about it. But keep in mind, I've been fighting the IRS for a lot of years, and you talk about a criminal element there, and the judicial system in this country, and the justice, the federal judges that have corrupted themselves are just unbelievable. So it's just waking up to a whole nother level of problems, not to mention the health issues that we fight with the medical community and that bizarre thing. So it's interesting down here. If you want to stand up for truth, you're in a fight. So apologize for all that in a way, but I tell you, we can't take it anymore. Here was another little baby died a couple days ago. We tried to work with the baby, so did some other friends of the mother, but the mother was afraid of the herbs, and so went the allopathic way. And of course, and this was the use of steroids and things. And what people don't realize is when you use steroids, you're going to shut down the adrenal glands. Well, the adrenal glands controls your ability to breathe, basically, your autonomic nervous system. And we've seen this over and over again in today's children. The medical doctors are way out of their league in the ability to handle their problems. This level is the only level that children can fall into that have halfway a chance, and then we probably won't be able to save them all. But certainly we'll be able to save a lot more. We have some serious genetics. I've been talking about that here through these videos, and man has to wake up to this. These children are in trouble in their adrenal glands. Their blood pressures are very low, should show the MDs the extreme genetic fatigue of the adrenal glands, the inability to produce adequate amount of neurotransmitters, which runs the autonomic, which runs breathing and heart, and then to do surgeries on top of that just slams the autonomic more, shutting down the autonomic even further. So breathing is an issue that a lot of children face. The steroids from the adrenals alone are very low. Of course, that comes in with the kidneys. Now, the kidneys support and filter the gigantic lymph system. And what are we seeing? All the cancers in the kids. Look at what's going on. Look at these children's hospitals. They're inundated with children and problems. And this level is the only level that can bring these children out of these genetic slumbers if we can. And I know we can. But it's just, I don't know what's going to happen in that way. So anyway, just to get my little 2 cents in there about this, this is an important issue that we face. All of you are so important to the scheme of the upliftment of man on this planet. Whether that's a big deal or not, that's the Supreme Being's planet. I'm just, trying to be a vehicle here like everyone else. I also wanted to comment, please, on this thing about Kegan Water. I know the person that ripped into Lemonade. Sweetheart, you were doing everything you should have done. This is a free country, and the lady who ripped into you knows this more than anyone else. She also is an IRS fighter. She ripped in you. She came out of balance. Some people have good results initially, but you cannot put 9.5 pH into the body. Cesium is about 8.5, and Dr. Gold, who is a medical doctor, discovered, of course, the alkalinity issue and then created cesium chloride. and that was controversial. Of course, now two minerals, cesium chloride, controversial. So the FDA came in, I think, with gold and shut him down. It just, hydrazine sulfate, there was another one, I think that was him too, maybe. Hydrazine sulfate, I can see why on the sulfates. But there was a lot of playing around with this attempt to alkalize the human body. There's no way, most of you have seen this already, the comments here are great, that you cannot hydrate the body drinking water. You cannot do it. This is a much bigger problem than drinking a little bit of water and keeping yourself hydrated. The other side of this is that cesium is probably the most alkalizing mineral out there. I think its pH is only about 8.5. Someone who knows that could make a note on that. But I studied cesium a lot of years ago, and I forget. I know it was a high mineral in the Hunzas. It was a high mineral in the Hopi Indian areas, and that they figured that because of the soil being so alkalizing, that it really alkalized the plant well, and therefore that's why they felt that those two areas, the Hopis and the Hunzas, had the lowest incidences of cancer. So it's possible. And then there was a study done showing these people on a typical American diet where these foods weren't grown in these lands, and then the cancer rate was soaring. So yeah, I mean, a lot of studies done on a lot of things. But you never want to keep in mind, blood is only 7.4. You run that blood too alkaline, and you're going to get alkalosis. And there are a lot of people come to me sick from Kangen water. It's just people coming in here. And I've looked at that a lot, and it's just too alkaline. If you're going to play with micronizations of the water and change the microns of water, which I don't believe in messing with nature. I don't in any way, shape, or form. It's not a healthy practice. A lot of people are coming up with machines. The sales pitches are incredible. Some people feel a little better initially, but let me tell you, the long run is what Lemonade experienced. Nothing or worse. And so hydration of the body is a lymphatic issue. Dehydration is an acidosis and a lymphatic issue in the human body. And to correct that, the blood is always going to maintain its base chemistry atmosphere, or you're dead. So, you know, the stealing of calcium and then sodium and sometimes chloride is obvious when the blood becomes too acidic, when your diet is full of protein. The blood cannot support a protein diet. And I don't know why medical and other people don't realize that. Your blood cannot handle a protein diet. You cannot bring that pH of the blood down, and you can't do that. So there's another case of this man recommending here's another high protein diet doctor out there telling people just to eat meat. You cannot play with that blood pH like that. That person has no idea of chemistry. He doesn't understand what's going on and what's going to happen to the people. Look at how many people Atkins actually killed with his diet. There's thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people died under Atkins' diet, one way or another. You cannot create acidosis or ketosis in the body and expect to be well and healthy and happy. That's for sure. So, Lemonade, don't be afraid to stand up for your opinions. You have the right to voice your opinion on this YouTube. I appreciate if people keep it civil, though, Miss C. You don't have to rip people. You know, everybody has an opinion. If you had good results with the Kangen water, then you state that. But Lemonade, you sweetheart, you have the right to say anything you want. It's not slander at all. If I find my personal opinion, I have the right to voice my personal opinion. And my personal opinion is, don't spend so much money trying to mess with your waters and change the microns and get your pH too high. It's ridiculous. If you want to play with that, then keep the pH no more than 8.5, and I think you'll feel better. Remember, the water you discard is 11, and that's what they say you can use to clean your fruits and vegetables. It's the power of stripping. Remember, actually, chemistry, we talk about alkaline and base chemistry, we talk about acid chemistry, but really the balance is about 80, 20, 70, 30, though, in the favor of the base side, but at the same time, not too base. You can't get too alkaline. And this is where all these biochemists come in and disagree. And this is another example where a biochemist thinks that you can put 9.5 water into the body. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And the proof is how many people now are coming and saying they're not feeling good on the water. And as soon as we stop it, they feel a lot better. So it's just what I see in this office. I have no opinions other than that. And when I read people's goopah on their stuff, I keep half-truths in my mind, because we're just wrapped up in that. You guys actually know the golden key to Wellville. There's no getting around detoxification. That's what your body does naturally. It's what all the other animals do. You can't get out of the ability or inability of the human body to move lymph, and what that means in regard to the human level of acidosis and the effect acidosis has on tissue. That's all that you really have to think about. So sorry about that, guys, about lemonade. You can opinion yourself all you want. Peace, love when you do that. Everybody has the right to talk about that, and I feel sorry for that. Let me see. Here's the lemon, the 1-3 nice. Let me see. I went through some of this last night. I was so busy here. Here's more on that keg of water. This is a question about something to strengthen the uterus. The female reproductive formula we have does strengthen the uterus. I think that, again, keep in mind the uterus is a bunch of cells with two major fluids. The reason we see fibroids, endometriosis, is, of course, acidosis. So, obviously, keeping healthy tissue means good blood flow and a good lymph flow. So, we're going back to the kidneys again in terms of the health of the uterus and the ovaries and the health of the female parts. And you always remember, no matter what tissue you want to get healthy, what makes these cells unhealthy? What damages them, in other words? Well, there's only two sides to chemistry. You can blame microorganisms, and you can blame, of course, you could blame worms and bigger boys for chewing down on tissue. Definitely could do that for sure. And some microorganisms are not the best in the world either. This is very true, but the basic bacterium is essential to health in the body, how we get vitamins. Everybody's going to have some fungal loads, but the rate that people have them now is way out of line. There is going to be some protozoa probably activity in the body, but predominantly one can detox that out of the body. Viruses are not really microorganisms. Their proteins are more like antigens. Their job is to simply help terminate cells in the human body. And so what would be the philosophy? Nature doesn't get rid of its strong, it gets rid of its weak. So that's what you have to look at. If you weaken the cells in your body, then they're going to be attacked. Well, what weakens the cells in the body? Acids. It comes back to that same old journey there, and then that takes off into genetics, memory of cells and things like that. I don't think any of this is difficult. Most of you guys have got it so well. I'm just real proud of you, actually. And I appreciate the family atmosphere that we have, because this as well, and those people that want to comment against another, try to keep it loving and family-like, because we're all a big family of health people, spiritual conscious people, and we want things to, we want to give forth the God force to the world, and it's hard not to want to see things better, even from a viewpoint of detachment. It's nice to see everything flow good and everything. So, you're always going to have that back and forth there. Mermaid right on there with Kelly there. You just, and Kelly's seeing it according to what you're saying, Kelly. I see you're seeing things better and better and better there. It's a trip, guys. It's really a trip to get well. Yeah, good 132. I like your comments there on the water and everything there. Dr. Oz will see. Brian Adams called me over the weekend and he asked me if I knew Deepak, and I said I didn't have it. He left a message on my machine, and I've never met Deepak, but he said, I want you to meet this guy. Well, I don't mind meeting anyone. I tell you this, we have the answers to health and wellness, and don't you forget it, guys. You know, don't get pulled apart for a machine over here or the QXI thing over there, or all these things that diagnose and treat. A lot of chiropractors fell into that. Not only are they costly, but you have to realize that you have to physically, and someone made a comment about Louise Hayes and the positive thinking, and that cures all disease. No, it doesn't. This lady finally had to go get herself healthy, even though the positive force helped her. But still, there's different laws on each of your bodies has on each plane. There's physical laws. To me, you kind of have to follow those laws to experience total wellness. You know, you can ignore them for sure. Sustainably green. Let me see. You said something here. What's it hard to some people getting it about keeping it? I don't know. You know what? Yeah, you can't circumvent reality. You know, that's the thing. We can't take something as a treatable kind of consciousness and think that's going to remedy the problems. Our problems are so much more deeper than that in terms of look at the work you guys are putting into this. Look at the self-discipline and the work you're putting into this. And it's a joyous work. It's a fun work. I was at the grocery store this morning, bought 2 watermelons, both horrible. I'm sitting there, the bananas were all green, the organics were all green. I'm sitting there and I'm starving for something. The grapes were okay. I mean, it was like no food. So it's like, it's a sad thing that we have to put up with that. I see, Kelly, you tried that Adja Clarity, is that what they call that? I'm familiar with the clays and the volcanic stuff. I didn't know they called it this, but you didn't have any effect. You know what, again, I just don't bring inorganic material into the body as less as I can help it. I think that we're higher spiritual beings. Our body needs to get up out of the dirt. Remember the 256-year-old Chinese man, 256 years old, that said he eats nothing that grows below the ground? So that's interesting. And the higher off the ground you eat, the healthier you'll be. I mean, those are all good things. We have to restore the health of the people. That's all there is to it. And get away from this. I mean, roll up our sleeves and everybody change your diet. You got to eat your health, you know. But it's more problematic than that. A lot of you are eating right, but you see the problems are much deeper, and that's where our little friends, the herbs, come in. And once you guys get used to them, you can buy them and play with them and taste them and tea them and do whatever you want. You know, that's the whole fun. I think botanicals are the fun place to be. I think they're the in place to be in the future. If we're not, if the power and control, if we have the ability to overcome that, because that's to be the fun place. And everybody should be inspired to enjoy the world of botanicals. 1, 3, 2, 9, you're right. Better use fruits and herbs. Ripe fruits have the best water in them anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's the best water you want is fruits and vegetables. That's the best water there is. Distilled, cleaned, full of nutrients. Not distilled, but full of nutrients, full of power. You know, magnetized the right way. So, yeah, people eat raw and you're not going to be that thirsty. So thanks for all the comments, guys. I apologize that one of our people had to take off so bad, from what I understand. Chris hasn't let me read it yet. But I've got so much here to go over with you, and I'll do that. Let me see, about pH and arguments. Just took a look at mainstream travel on acids and cancer search. Facts, acids, chemotherapy. The argument against pursuing a good acid-alkaline balance is so twisted according to that medical community that only a truly yeah. Oh man, you hit it right on, bro. I tell you what, it's a twisted tale of unconsciousness, and I think just like you guys, you know, you keep it simple. You don't try to get intellectual, because God knows. We don't have the brain power, because we don't have the mind doesn't have a bigger overview than it has now. We're still coming out of dark agey stuff. So the mind here at this level on this planet is just not matured very much. And so it is confused, and it's getting more confused. And it's getting so confused that it's part of the problem and the destruction of itself and of the people. So I like looking that up. You know, you have to understand there's only two sides of chemistry logically. And it is true that alkalis can burn, but we don't get up to there. You know, we're arguing about this 9.5. 9.5 is pretty high, believe it or not. And it's the same thing. A little acid, say, of 6 is not going to bother you, but an acid of 3 will rip you apart. And that's kind of that same thing. Base chemistry of 8 is going to be good and healthy. 8.5, you start getting 9.5, you can start causing alkalosis. So you got to be careful about that, too, because it works on both sides, you know. It's just that we're working predominantly in the acid side, really. When we're looking at this, it's hard to eat food that's just all alkaline, because all food does have its acid factors. The nitrogen in the food, the amino acids, in other words, the irons, the phosphoruses, all these elements, of course, are going to be acidic. So all foods have acid factors in them. It's just you want them to dominate in the base side, because that's the side that predominates the health side of life. But you need acid. Estrogen is essential. Testosterone is essential. But always progesterone is a good buffer. So good work, monkeys, demons. You have to tell me someday what that means, man. Yoga shot. I love you too, sweetheart. I've had hypoglycemia, better sense on the raw food diet. I want to get some of your, well, again, that's going to be your adrenal glands, honey. And you have to bring those up, you know. Cortisol controls sugar metabolism. It doesn't matter what your blood level shows. I've seen people's blood levels show normal, and you know they have low cortisol levels. You can tell by their symptoms. So I don't put much faith too much in some of these diagnostic things. I mean, like blood. I mean, I'm a biochemist, so I play with blood, but I look at all these factors. I've been to a lot of blood chemistry seminars in my life. Different people have different ideas of how you determine this. So, you know, I don't know. A lot of biochemist thinkers out there. Yeah, I like this 303. I like what you said about 132. I know, you said 1, 2, 3. I see where you got that mixed up, but you have to be the experience. You have to ride that experience yourself. That's why I'm intriguing you guys to strap on the robe or get on the horse and take off, because you got to ride it. Your opinions are okay after you ride it and you get deep into it, and we can talk then. Hard to talk to someone about these factors that haven't rid the ride or rode the ride. It's kind of hard to talk to them about it, because their opinions are coming from intellectualism, which has intellectualism right now is pretty much at an all-time low. So really we have to supersede intellectualism or the mind with consciousness. Far better and a more broader point of view, I might say. And so definitely have to do that. So I love talking to people that have experience and that has ridden the ride and can talk from their experiences, because that's really where good converse comes from, is one's personal experiences. And so you guys are doing fantastic here, just amazing. Oh, and you've had 2 visits with my deceased mama. Great, because for years, well, you know, they hang around sometimes, and listen, it's all in where you look, so pretty good. Oh, I look good in blue. I didn't wear blue today. Thanks, 303, and thank you guys so much. I'll go through these, and tomorrow I'll get in here early. And same thing, CSTAHL. I appreciate your comments, all of you guys. I love you guys a bunch. I'll get through these tonight and go through them, and then tomorrow I'll kind of go a little faster. I wanted to kind of go over this water thing, because I'm familiar with the lady that did some ripping there, and that was unnecessary. It's true that if you have good luck with something, that's good. But, yeah. But at the same time, you want to be smart, because something down the road, it could have a problem with you down the road and cause problems you don't want to deal with. So it's good to be balanced. And so anyway, I'll see you all later, and maybe I can record today if someone doesn't show up. But thanks a lot again for viewing the videos. We appreciate it. Thanks for all your lovely comments. Love you all now. Bye-bye.